I have a vivid memory of when I was 8 years old. I had come home from school crying, and I sat down next to my mom. She embraced me in a hug and asked me what had happened. I explained to her that a boy had been bullying me at school and how the words he said hurt me so much. I had a gaping wound of pain that was so inconsolable. My mom held me for a while, telling me she was sorry that it had happened to me, and she finally wiped my tears and said, "Honey, you just have to forgive and move on." I nodded and said, "I know," but in my head I remember thinking, what does that even mean? How do I just forgive him? He hurt me and didn't even say he was sorry. So I tucked the pain away, figuring forgiving meant trying to forget it happened. Life wasn't fair and you just had to deal with it. Maybe I did something to deserve it anyway, and life did in fact go on. Growing up, my dad was many wonderful things, but he was an alcoholic. He dreamed big dreams, but never followed through with them. Promises were broken, trust was hard, and loving him was not always easy. Alcoholism created a lifetime of uncertainty, disappointment, and sometimes abandonment. But it was when my dad was diagnosed with terminal cancer that I realized forgiveness wasn't just forgetting what happened or pretending it didn't hurt. It was about changing our lens from hurt to love. What seemed so important before didn't seem so important anymore. All the time I was wasting being angry or hurt or frustrated. In that moment, it all washed away. The hurt still happened, but the love for my dad became the priority. I didn't want to hold on to the hurt. I wanted to let go and heal. I wanted to give God the burden of my unforgiving heart. Last September, I learned through the Freedom Ministry how the enemy was working in my life and how to gain back the power he had stolen from me. During the prayer session, I allowed Jesus to take the moments in my life of pain, and through prayer was able to see Jesus in those moments, seeing how he saw my pain and was hurting too. I was able to take all the pain, anxiety, fear, and hand it over to him, and be free from how the enemy was working in my life. I had not realized how much I needed to forgive myself for so many things. I realized that God had already forgiven me and loved me as his precious child. I learned to just be still and see myself and others through God's lens, and realized in the end, love wins. Forgiving someone for their actions isn't about pretending it didn't happen or justifying it. It is simply letting God take on the burden and trusting him to heal the wound and bring justice however he sees fit. I had realized it wasn't my job to walk around with a chip on my shoulder. It was my job to love. So I think part of what my mom said was true. Forgive and move on. Just don't forget to drop your baggage off to Jesus before you do.